Okay, folks, we are live here on 8 January, year of our Lord 2011, in the wonderful Gonzales, Texas. Fine city, come and take it city, and we're here in front of the city municipal
Isn't that great?
building.
Somebody actually made that, Jeff.
This was actually on one of your YouTubes, too.
That took a lot of work.
This is the city building for Gonzales, Texas. And we're going to give you a quick update on back in August of 2010, we brought people to the attention of a new ordinance that the city of Gonzales, Texas had passed concerning permits, all these requirements that horse owners in Gonzales had to adhere to. And we're over 120 days since that time, and so we're here to do an update, to give an update on what's happened post the 120 days that this ordinance was supposed to come into effect. Joining us,
It's great to be on, Jeff.
Mike Hanson.
Well, what they've done is they've actually taken our right to have a horse in the city limits of Gonzales, Texas away by making this ordinance. And we've had horses here for over 120 years in the city limits. And there's cows in the city limits, there's goats, there's sheep, there's chickens, there's roosters, you name it, we have it here, and I don't think it bothers anybody. So,
well, give us an update then on, you just talked to the city manager. We're past the 120 days that when we reported on this
November.
Yeah, November was the.
And I talked.
Is the city enforcing this horse ordinance as of this time?
I talked to the dog catcher, which does have a badge now. They call him law enforcement animal control is what they call him now. And I talked to the city manager just now. This ordinance required everybody to have a horse in town, which is over 100 people here in Gonzales, 80 to 100 horses we counted, to go get a permit, a special use permit to have a horse or a cow or a sheep or goat, or it's called a livestock ordinance. And you're supposed to go get a permit and follow certain rules to have your animal in town, which people have had in town for over 100 years. Not only have they done that, what I understand, they have grandfathered certain percentage of the people out on different highways and stuff that are in the city limits. They've grandfathered those people into the ordinance where they don't have to get the permit, which I think is very unfair. But the city manager just told me that that's not true. But I don't see any of those people getting permits out there that's closer to the city limits line, where they have taken that highway and brought it into the city limits. You know what I'm saying? They've always been in the country and they put that in the city limits. Now they're saying you can't have an animal in the city limits because they put the line past where they live. You understand what I'm saying, Jim?
Yeah.
So the dog catcher or the animal control just told me they were not enforcing it at this time. And I asked them, well, what's going to happen if they don't go get a permit? And they said they're going to ask the owner to leave town, to have that animal leave town. And another thing I don't like about this ordinance, it's called a livestock ordinance, but they're not enforcing people that have cows, sheep, goats, any animal except for a horse. It's like they're discriminating against horses and saying, hey, well, we're just going to go after the horses first. And that's what they're doing, and that's another thing I don't like about it. And the problem with this is 80% of the people that have horses in town are black. So, you know, it's putting a real burden on our black community here, this ordinance. And my wife has a horse here, but she hasn't got the permit either. They have all these permits sitting in here in this office in here, and nobody has a permit yet. You have to have a permit and stick it on your gate saying, here's the horse, 00. They still have 001 inside there, Jeff. The permit. That's where they're starting, 001. And it's still sitting on the city secretaries. And since the last time we've talked, Jeff, the city secretary has quit. So they have a new city secretary now.
So as it stands right now, they're not enforcing that.
Not right now, but we'll let you know if we hear of anybody's horse being taken.
Okay, folks, that wraps it up. Jeff Davis Show, live on location.
And let's just talk about this new ordinance they got, and we're going to be talking about this a little bit later on in the year. They have a new one called, what's it called, Nate? Heritage
Preservation Ordinance.
Heritage Preservation Ordinance, which basically takes your private property rights away and gives it over to lawyers and architects. If you want to paint your building, if you want to do anything, get a building permit to do anything to your building, you have to go through this unelected board to be able to fix your property or do any work to your property. And it's all started. It's something.
Are they enforcing that?
They have not passed it yet. They tried to pass it right here in the city council last Tuesday night, and they took it off the agenda because nobody knew anything about it. It's the same people that got. We looked it up, and some of the same corporations that are involved in this horse ordinance are involved in this preservation heritage ordinance. And some of the key people that are involved in these ordinances, bringing them to Gonzales, are the same people. And we need to stop them. We call them moral busybodies, Jeff, here in Gonzales. And we need to stop it everywhere. They have this heritage protection in Lockhart and some of the other towns in Texas already. And I understand it's real hard to get anything done to your property. And why should we take our grandchildren's property rights away? Because it don't only affect you that own the building now, it's going to affect the next person and the next person and the next person.
So
we'll let you know what happens on that, Jeff. God bless you.
Okay, so that wraps it up here, Gonzales, Texas. Jeff Davis Show on tour. Thank you all very much. Good job.